Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In our previous class, we have been discussed about the structure of megasporangium. That is nothing but ovule. So in that structure, we have been seen that the embryo sac will be present, nucellus will be present, integuments will be present, two polar nuclei will be present, all the parts will be present, and it is one of the important question as I mentioned in my previous class also here. Now today's class, let us discuss about the megasporogenesis. Megasporogenesis are nothing but development of the female gametophyte or embryo sac. Female gametophyte are we are calling it as a embryo sac. So what is the meaning of a megasporogenesis? So first of all, let us know the definition. What is the meaning of this one? So megasporogenesis means the process of formation of megaspore from the megaspore mother cell by the process of meiosis is called as megasporogenesis. Megaspore is nothing but it is a process of formation of a megaspore. It is a process where the formation of megaspore it will be taken place, and this megaspores it will produce from whom means it will be produced from the mother cell. So megaspores are producing from the mother cell, so that's why this mother cell what we are calling it as a megaspore mother cell. So formation of megaspores from megaspore mother cells by the process of meiosis is called as megasporogenesis. So even in our previous class we have been discussed about the microsporogenesis here. So what about the microsporogenesis? Microsporogenesis is nothing but formation of a microspore. So here the megaspore, there the microspore, because male we are indicating in the form of a micro, female we are indicating in the form of a mega, because female gamete will be bigger in size compared to the male gamete. So that's why male gamete will be smaller, so I mean mentioned as a microspore, but female gamete it will be in a bigger in size, so that's why we are mentioned here in a megaspore. Same definition it will come, but the difference what is there the microsporogenesis it will come, there the microspore it will come, here the megaspore it will come. There the microspore mother cell it will come, here the megaspore mother cell it will come, and that also it will come through the meiosis cell division. Here also it will comes from the meiosis cell division. That process we are calling it as a megasporogenesis, and this it will take place where means it will take place inside the ovary, and the microsporogenesis it will take place in the anther. So this is the difference. So it is a process of formation of a microspore from the megaspore mother cell by the process of which here meiosis. Even the microspores it will be produced through the meiosis here. Megaspores will also produced from the meiosis cell division only. So they will come from whom? They will come from the whose mother cell? Megaspore mother cells. They will come from the microspore mother cells. So through the process called meiosis is called as megasporogenesis. So this is the definition of what here? Megasporogenesis, formation of a megaspore. Next here, so the process of megasporogenesis occurs in the megasporangium, just now as I said here. So where it will be appears means it will appear inside the megasporangium. Megasporangium is nothing but a ovule. So in our previous class as I discussed about the structure of the gynecium. So this is part we are calling as a stigma, style. This is the style and this is the ovary. So where it will take place here? So this megasporogenesis, formation of megaspore, it will take place in the megasporangium or ovule, which is present inside the ovary. Ovule, where it will be present? Ovule it will be present inside the ovary. So this is here, this is the ovary, this is the ovule. Inside the ovary who will be present? Inside the ovary ovule will be present. Now inside this ovule what this process it will be held? Which process? Megasporogenesis it will be held. So inside the ovule which process it will be held? Inside the ovule the megasporogenesis it will be held. And ovule where it will be present? Ovule it will be present inside the ovary. So this is the female part here. Inside the ovary the ovule will be present, and inside this ovule so what this process it will be held. Now each ovule has outer nucellus and archisporial cells. Now this is the structure of the ovule here. So when and before that what happened means, this is the nucellus, as I said you here, this is the nucellus. Outer what it contains, outer it contains the nucellus here, and inside this what it contains means archisporial cells it is present. Which are the archisporial cells means, so these are all are the archisporial cells. Before all the cells will be similar in structure, like this it will be present. Now these cells we are calling it as a archisporial cells. So outer nucellus will be present, and inner, so what type of cells will be present, archisporial cells will be present. So before the formation of embryo sac, so it will be present in this manner. So yesterday we have been studied the mature ovule. So where inside this embryo sac we will find the antipodal cells, polar nuclei, so then synergid cells, egg, all these things we will find. But before formation of this, it contains the what name is nucellus, and it contains the archisporial cells. Keep remember this one, don't confuse here. So before the formation of this complete ovule, so it contains the nucellus, and inside that it contains a mass of cells here, that is nothing but archisporial cells. Archisporial cells are nothing but here hypodermal cells, so it will be present here. So it contains these cells. Now these archisporial cells, it will undergoes periclinially division to form an outer parietal cells and inner sporogenesis cells. The cells which is present here, all the cells here, these cells will undergo the division. So inside this cells here, which are archisporial cells. Generally these cells we are called as archisporial cells. So these archisporial cells undergoes division periclinially. It will undergoes the continuous, it will go for the division, so it will produce as the two types of cell layers here. So which is, that means it forms a outer parietal layer, and in what it will forms here, it will forms a sporogenous cells, it will forms here. Outer what type of cells it will forms here, outer it will forms here parietal cells it will form, and inner sporogenous cells it will forms here. Next, that sporogenous cells develops into a megaspore mother cells. The sporogenous cells which is present here, that sporogenous cells, it will develops into a megaspore mother cells, which will develops into what here? It will develops into a megaspore mother cells. It will develops into a what here? Megaspore mother cells. So two types of cells, outer parietal layer and inner sporogenous cells will be present. So like that, this is the flow chart here, which it will be helpful for you to understand the concept. So this is the flow chart. So see here, so ovary, this is the ovary. Inside the ovary what it contains, ovule will be present, and inside that ovule, so which process it will be held here? Inside that ovule, megasporogenesis process it will be held. Inside the ovule, megasporogenesis process it will be held. Now ovule, inside the ovule, it is having the outer nucellus it is present, and inner what it contains, archisporial cells it is present. Now inner archisporial cells which is present, these cells will undergo the division here, and it will produces the two types of cells it will produces here. Outer parietal layer we are calling here, which contains the parietal cells, and inner it will contains the sporogenous cells it is present. So here it will form say two types of cells here. Inside this it will form say two types of cells. So inner sporogenous cells, and these sporogenous cells it will convert into a megaspore mother cells, MMC. MMC is nothing but a megaspore mother cells. MMC is nothing but a megaspore mother cell. So see here, inner what we are calling it as a megaspore mother cell. So now next, this megaspore mother cells, it will undergo the division here. Which type of division? Meiosis cell division. Which type of division? Meiosis division it will undergoes. It will undergoes the meiosis cell division, and this megaspore mother cell, it will produce as the haploid. How many? 4 haploid megaspores it will produces here. So that's why definition for megasporogenesis is nothing but formation of megaspores from megaspore mother cells through meiosis is called as megasporogenesis. So from this megasporogenesis, megaspore mother cells, we are getting the 4 megaspores we are getting. So from the megaspore mother cells through the megaspore mother cells, we are getting the 4. How many? Here I have mentioned here 4 megaspores we are getting, and that megaspores it is in which condition? They are in a haploid in condition. 4 haploid megaspores we are getting. 4 haploid megaspores from where we are getting? We are getting from the megaspore cell cell, mother cell we are getting. Megaspore, mother cell. This through which cell division? Through meiosis cell division. This process only what we are calling means we are calling it as a megasporogenesis we are calling. Among these 4 here, so 3 megaspores they will get a degenerate. So 4 will be there. In that 3 what happened? They will get a degenerate. Only 1 it will be in a functional condition and develop into what here? It will develop into a embryo sac. So which will be here. This it will get forms a embryo sac. Like this it will get forms a embryo sac. It will get a form. So that definitely that thing only which I mentioned in this flow chart only. So here I mentioned the points here. So see here, so what happened just now as I said here, so ovule it contains outer nucellus and inner archisporial cells it will be present. This archisporial cells undergoes what here means periclinially it will undergo, as I said here, it will undergo the division here. So outer parietal cells it will get forms here and inner sporogenous cells it will get form, and this sporogenous cell that develops into this sporogenous cells which is present here, that sporogenous cells develops into the megaspore mother cells. They will develop into what here? They will develop into the megaspore mother cells. Later these megaspore mother cells, they, as I study here, this megaspore mother cells divides meiotically to produce linear tetrad of haploid megaspores. So what they'll do is they'll divide meiotically. Meiotically is nothing but they'll undergo the meiosis cell division, and through that meiosis cell division, meiotically is nothing but meiosis cell division. So through the meiosis cell division, they'll get a what here means 4 megaspores they'll get here. So 4 means what we are mentioning here? Tetrad we are mentioning here. 4 what we are calling? 4 we are calling as the tetrad we are calling. So how many cells we are megaspores will get here? 4 we will get here. So that's why we are mentioning tetrad of, it will be in a haploid in condition. So that's why I mentioned here. So megaspores we will get here. Tetrad of haploid megaspore. They are mentioned here, produces linearly. Linearly means they'll divide like this here. I will show you the diagram here. They'll divide in this manner. So that's why we are calling it as a linearly we are calling. So for totally we will get here, how much we will get here? 4 megaspores we will get here. Among that 4 here, usually upper 3 megaspores which will be present in the microphylla region here. So they will get a degenerate. As I said here yesterday, it's the structure of the ovule. So this region we are calling it as a microphylla region. This region we are calling it as upper region we are calling it as a chalazal region. So this is the structure of the ovule. Yesterday we have been discussed this one. So integuments will not present in this region. So in this region integuments will be absent, and this opening, small opening, we are calling it as a microphylla. When it will form a seed, so in the seed you will find that in the center one hole will be present. That hole is nothing but it will formed from this microphylla region only. So it will form from the microphylla region only. In every seed that hole it will be present here. If you want to see clearly, just to take the lobe. So in that lobe you will find in the middle center we will find when the small opening will find. That opening only is nothing, it will get formed from this microphylla region only. So like that here. So what I mean, among that 4 megaspores, usually upper 3 megaspores which will present in this microphylla and degenerates, it will get 3 degenerates it will happen here. Remaining 1 what happen means megaspore which is present in the chalazal end, it will be remains in a functional in condition. So diagram I will show you here. So like this. So remaining 1 it will be in a functional in condition, and that 1 megaspore it will become enlarges and develops into a embryo sac. One it will get what it will get? It will develops into an embryo sac. It will develop just now as I said here yesterday. So this is the structure of the anatropous ovule. Yesterday as I said here, this is the microphylla region here. So formation of this is nothing but 1 megaspore. This is the 1 megaspore. Like this here, how many megaspores will get here? 4 megaspores will get here. How many will get here? 4 will get here. Among the 3 it will get degenerate here. Only 1 it will become in a functional in condition. So this it will get forms a embryo sac. This completely which have been mentioned here by shading C here. This is we are calling as a embryo sac. Now this it will become a 1 functional in condition. So see they like this they have been mentioned here. The method of formation of embryo sac from a single megaspore is called as monosporic embryo sac development. So they may be asked one more question. What is meaning of monosporic embryo sac development? Mono means what here? Single. 1. So 1 finally will get a 1 embryo sac we will get. See here I will show you here. This side we are calling it as a embryo microphylla region, and this end we are calling it as a chalazal end. This end what we are calling? We are calling it as a chalazal end. Chalazal end. chalazal end. So like this. This end we are calling it as a microfilar region. This end we are calling it as a chalazal end. It is present here. Now see here, this is the nucellus. As I mentioned you in the ovule, nucellus. This is the nucellus. Even as I mentioned just now also here. So anatropous ovule. So just have been inverted. Same diagram here. Here I have been inverted the ovule. That's all. So I have been inverted like this. So they have been shown like this. Both are same only. Both are same only. So here there is integument is absent. Here also we are calling it as a microfilar. Here also integument is absent. This is also we are calling it as a microfilar region. Both are same only. Just it has been twisted. That's all. So here this is the microfilar region. This is the microfilar region. This is the embryo sac. It is present. So just now what I said here, embryo sac will be present. What I said here, new embryo sac will be present, which contains the what here, nucellus. It is present. So these are the nucellus cells, which is as I shown you here. So which here, these are the nucellus cells. These are all of the nucellus cells. It is present. So in the middle, what it contains, megaspore mother cells. It is present. So already with megaspore mother cells it will get formed. But as I said you here, so how the megaspore mother cells will be formed here. So how the megaspore mother cell it will get formed here. Megaspore mother cells it will get formed in this manner. So outer what happened means, outer nucellus, archisporial cells will present. Archisporial cells it will undergo division to form a parietal cells and sporogenous cells. Now these sporogenous cells only we are called as a megaspore mother cells. So these megaspore mother cells only have been mentioned here. So this megaspore mother cell only what I means I mentioned in the diagram. So this is the what here, megaspore mother cell. So see here, this is the megaspore mother cell. So this is the megaspore mother cell. This is the nucellus. This megaspore mother cell, it has been start for division here. So first it has produces the two cells here. Mitosis cell division, meiosis cell division it has been formed here. So to the meiosis cell division, first division it has been taken place and produces the two cells it has been produces. Which cell division? Meiosis cell division, not mitosis. Meiosis cell division. Keep remember this one. Which cell division? Meiosis cell division. First meiosis it has been held here. So it has formed the two cells here. So now this structure we are calling it as a megaspore dyad, because here how many cells it has formed here? Two cells it has been formed here. Meiosis first is finished here. So nucellus are present here. So this cell it has been divided one time. So next again it will get this as meiosis second it will get up here, and finally how many cells will get here? Four cells. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's why we are calling it as a tetroid haploid megaspore. Now this is one megaspore. This is one megaspore. This is one megaspore. This is one megaspore. So four megaspores it is present. So how we got here is through the meiosis cell division. So it has been got from the meiosis first and it has been got from the meiosis second we have been got here. So finally we got the four cells here, which is in a which condition? Haploid in condition. N. Haploid in condition it is present. So megaspore tetroid. So as I said here, this is a linear, as I said here. Why we are calling it as a linear means it is dividing in this manner, line manner. So linearly, linear means straight. Linear means what here? Straight. The cells we got here in the form of a straight line we got here. So that's why we are mentioned here linear tetroid haploid megaspore. So as I said you here, what I said you here, just now I mentioned here. So linear tetroid of haploid megaspore. Linear means straightly it is dividing here. So tetroid means 4 megaspores it is present, and they are in a haploid in condition. So that's why we are going to say linear tetroid of a haploid megaspores it has been formed here. So like that here finally we will get the 4 megaspores will get here. But the among that here 3 megaspores which is present towards the microfilar region here, it will get degenerate here. See 4 it is present. Among that 3 which is present 1, 2, 3. So 3 there it will get a degenerate. So these are the 3 megaspores which is degenerated. Where they are present? They are present towards this microfilar end. Microfilar end they are present. Only one which is present towards the chalazal end. So this is the chalazal end. So which is present towards the chalazal end. It is becoming in functional megaspore. It is becoming what here? Functional megaspore. It will becomes in enlarged. So that's why as I said you here, the functional megaspore enlarge. So this one cell it will becomes in a functional in condition, and this it will start for becoming an enlarge. Enlarge is nothing but it will start for becoming bigger and bigger in size here. So because it is now it it is in small in size. Now only this one it is in a functional in condition. Now this is what it is happening. It is becoming in an enlarged in condition, and finally it will develop into an embryo sac. So it will develop into what here? It will develop into a embryo sac, and that embryo sac where it will be present means it will present in this anatropous ovule, which contains what it contains. So these type of cells it contains here. Still these cells it has not formed here. Just we got this outer structure we got here. So just we got this outer embryo sac. Inside that we didn't got the cells. Only we got the outer structure. Formation of this outer structure we are calling it as a megasporogenesis. Formation of this complete outer structure, what we are calling is, we are calling it as a embryogenesis. So finally we got the one functional embryo sac we got here. So we got one functional embryo sac. So that's why that process we are calling it as a monosporic embryo sac development we are calling. So what is the meaning of monosporic embryo sac development? Means for this method of formation of embryo sac from a single megaspore, because we got this embryo sac from whom? From only one megaspore only, is called as monosporic embryo sac development. Even this diagram they will mention in your textbook also. In your page number 26 they have been mentioned here. See like this. Really of this one here, just you see this one here. So these are the nucellus cells. This is the megaspore mother cell. This megaspore mother cells, it is producing the megaspore. This mother cell, it will be undergoing the meiosis cell division. First it has been undergone the meiosis first here, and it has produced the two cells here. Finally again these two cells it will undergo the meiosis second cell division, and it has produced the 4 cells here. Finally we got the 4 what we got here, megaspores we got here, 4 we got here. So that's why we have been mentioned here, tetroid we mentioned here. So later what happened, among that the microphylar end, this is the region we have to the microphylar end here. So this region 3 will get disintegrate, only this one it will become in a functional in condition. So this one cell it will start for becoming an enlarged in condition, and finally it will form a embryo sac. That process we are calling it as a microsporogenesis. Understand? So this is the structure of about what here means microsporogenesis. Formation of megaspores from megaspore mother cells through meiosis is called as what here means megasporogenesis. And where it will be held means it will be held inside the ovule. They may ask the question in your exam, megasporogenesis will be held in, they may be asked here. So answer is nothing but it will take place inside the ovule. Where the ovule will be present? Ovule will be present inside the ovary. Understand? So we will go to the next concept. Next concept is nothing but megagametogenesis. Next concept what here? Megagametogenesis here. Megagametogenesis. What is the meaning of this megagametogenesis? Means it is the process of formation of egg cell from a functional megaspore. Now what here means megagametogenesis means it is a process of formation what here? Egg cell. Just now as I said here, so we have been discussed about the anatropous ovule. So it contains the embryo sac. I have been mentioned here. Embryo sac what it contains? 2 synergic cells, 1 egg, 2 polar nuclei, and 3 antipodal cells here. So formation of this egg cell. So from a functional megaspore, which is the megaspore? This is a functional megaspore. Embryo sac we got which we got here, that is a megaspore which is in a functional condition, because still 3 was there, that it has been disintegrated. Only one it has got from one has been a functional in condition, and that functional megaspores it will develop the egg. So this functional megaspore, how it will develop this egg, that process only we are calling it as a megagametogenesis. This term they didn't mention in your textbook here, but megagametogenesis is nothing but, so we are calling it as nothing but formation of a female gametophyte. So female gametophyte is nothing but formation of an egg. We are calling it as a female gametocyte. Now let us discuss this process. So these are the diagrams which has been mentioned in your textbook also. Megagametogenesis means formation of a gameto means gamete formation. So egg is a gamete only, so that's why formation of an egg. So egg, it female we are representing in a mega in condition, so that's why we are going to say megagametogenesis, formation of egg cell in the functional embryo or megaspore or else embryo sac. That process we are going to say megasporogenesis. So these are the diagrams here. Generally I will tell you. So first of all, what you mean, this is a embryo sac. Just now as I mentioned here, this one continuation, now only one it has been become a functional condition. Now this, it how it will develops all the inside the cells, that process we are discussing now here. So this is the one, the functional megaspore. Inside this megaspore, how the other cells will be get formed here, that process we are going to say megagametogenesis. So this is as I mentioned here, this one. So it contains the single nucleus. See here in the middle, it contains the single nucleus. This single nucleus, it will start for division. So this is the embryo megaspore, functional megaspore or embryo sac which is present. Before it is having only one nucleus, it was present. The functional megaspores enlarges in size. First this cell functional embryo megaspore which is present, it will become enlarged in condition. It will increase its size and undergoes meiotic cell division. Now here inside this cell division, it is taking place mitosis cell division. Mitosis cell division. Remember this one. Now inside this embryo sac or functional megaspore, which type of cell division it will take place now? The mitosis cell division it will take place. So the functional megaspores enlarges in size and undergoes mitotic cell division to produce two nuclei. So what it will produce as here? It will produce as the two nuclei which moves to the opposite, forming a two nucleated embryo sac. So two more successive mitotic division occurs in each nuclei, resulting in 8 nucleated stages of embryo sac, that is 4 nuclei in each pole. This is the definition they have been given here. So this is the functional megaspore embryo sac, it is present. The nucleus, it is present. This nucleus first it will enlarge in size. It has enlarged in size and undergoes, now it is undergoing the meiosis cell division. Now what it is here? It is in a haploid in condition. So cells in which condition it is present? Cells it is in a haploid in condition. Now it is going the mitosis cell division. So this nucleus it will get divided. Nucleus it will divide to produce the two daughter cells. Before it in this middle single nucleus was present, this single nucleus it has entered in the mitosis cell division. So mitosis cell division means, remember here, so parents if it is in diploid condition means children will also comes in a diploid in condition. Parents if it is in a haploid condition means children will also comes in a haploid condition. Now inside that the nucleus which is present, this nucleus it is in a haploid condition because this is a haploid megaspore. Because this is a haploid megaspore, nucleus will also be in a haploid in condition. Now this is undergoing the meiosis cell division to produce the two nuclei. So how many nuclei we got here? Two nuclei we got here. Again it will go repeated same manner. So 2 it will get, second time again it will go the meiosis cell division. Now finally what we got here? 4. 2 to 4, 4 to 8. So again third time again it will goes division. So finally we got the 4 cells, 4 nuclei we got. Here 4 nuclei, here 4 nuclei. Understand? So here one cell it will get divided to produce the 2. Now 2 cells will get divided to produce the 4 cell. In the same manner here, one nuclei will get divided to produce the 2 cells and 2 cells will get divided to produce the 4 cell. Before only in the center we had the nucleus here which is in a haploid in condition. So it has divided to produce the 2 cells. The 2 nuclei it has, sorry, not cells, nuclei. So that 2 nuclei they are moved towards the opposite pole. So where this nuclei it will move towards the opposite pole. So one nuclei it will move to this side, one nuclei it will move to this side. So they will remain there itself and they will continue their mitosis cell division. So 2 1 to 2 2 2 to 4 like that will get formed. Here also 1 to 2 2 to 4 we got here. Now finally inside the embryo sac, how many cells we got, nuclei we got here? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So finally how many nuclei we got here? 8 nuclei. So that's why here embryo sac we are mentioning here 8 nucleated we are mentioning here. What we are mentioning here? 8 nucleated we are mentioning. So that's why here, so how we 8 nucleated means, because here the nucleus we finally how much we got here? 8 nucleus we got here. So that's why we are calling it as a 8 nucleated. Later what happened? In opposite poles, how many it is there? Here 4 it is there. So among that 4, one nuclei from this pole and another nuclei from this pole, they reaches at the center. So as they reaches towards the center, so how many it will left here? 3 it will be remains here and 3 it will be remains in this region. Understand? So 4 are present in the opposite pole. From each pole, one nuclei will be comes toward the center. So from one nuclei from this pole, another nuclei from this pole. So finally in the middle, how much we got here? 2 nuclei we got here. So that's why these 2 we are calling as a 2 polar nuclei we are calling. And remaining here 3, here it is left here. The 3 nuclei which is present here, they will form say antipodal cells, they will form here. And the 3 nuclei which is present here, they will form say 2 synergid and 1 egg cell it will get formed. Later development it will take place here. Finally they will get form a cells here. So these 3 nuclei they will form say complete cell. Before there was in nucleus in condition, now they will form say complete cell. Cell membrane formation will be taken place and finally they will form say 3 cells here. So ulta like this. So finally completely embryo sac will get form here. So antipodal cells. So this is the chelazal end which has been shifted here. So 3 cells nuclei which is present, they will form say outer cell wall form and finally they will form say 3 antipodal cells they will get form here. And in the middle 2 nuclei it will be present. They will be remain itself same as it is here. Or else here they will combine together to form what here means single here. That is nothing but we are calling it as a secondary nucleus. We are calling it as a secondary nucleus. It will form a single cell like this. They will form a single cell. So totally 1, 2 and these 2 nucleus fuse together and it will form a cell. So that's why we will call it as a diploid in condition. Whereas they will be in a haploid because nucleus it is in haploid in condition. So that's why these cells will be in a haploid in condition. But they are here this is also haploid, this is also haploid. When both they will get fused together means they will form a diploid in condition and they will form a secondary nucleus. Whereas in this region the 2 synergid cells they are present here and it will form say in the center it will forms 1 egg. So this egg, 1 egg and 2 synergid cell together we are calling it as a egg apparatus we are calling here. So now in this synergid cells what it contains means it contains a cellular thickening it forms here. The cellular thickening what we are calling it as a filiform apparatus we are calling. What is the benefit of this filiform apparatus means it will help or it will guide for the pollen tube to take entry into this synergid cells here. What is the important role played by this filiform apparatus means it will helps to it will guides the pollen tube. When the pollen tube it will be arises it will arises like this and it will reach us towards here because it has to discharge the 2 male gametes here. The pollen tube should take entry. So who is guiding here means this filiform apparatus it is guiding here. It is guiding for the growth of this pollen tube to take entry into this synergid cell. So as they will take entry into the synergid cell, finally this pollen tube it will discharge the 2 male gametes. Among the first male gamete it will go and fuse to the egg and another it will go and fuse to the secondary nucleus. So like that completely it will form say what it will form say embryo sac we will got here. So before megasporogenesis we studied only about the formation of this embryo sac. Now megagametogenesis what it means here we completely will learn that how inside the cells what happen here means inside the embryo sac or megaspore the cells will get formed here. Now totally if we come to the cell, how many cells will get here? 1, 2, 3 cells, this one 4, 5, 6, 7 cells. So that's why we are mentioning it as a 8 nucleated, or what we are mentioning here, we are mentioning it as a 7 celled structure we are mentioning here. So that's why they have been given in your textbook also here. See 8 nucleated is 7 cell. When there is a 8 nucleus division, that time 8 nucleus it was present. But when they convert into the cell, so what we will get here is we will get only 7 because this nucleus it will convert into 1 cell, this it will convert into 1 cell, this it will convert into 1 cell. In the same manner, these 3 also it will convert into 1 cell. But in the middle, these 2 polar nuclei, they will fuse together and they will form a 1 cell. So that's why here we will not get 8 cell, we will get only 7 cell. These 2 nucleus, whereas these 2 nucleus combine together to form what is single cell. So that's why the two nuclei are present. It will be in a diploid, but remaining cells, all which is present here, they will be in a haploid in condition. So that the notes have been mentioned here like this. So the functional megaspores enlarges in size, and what happens is undergoes mitotic cell division, mitotic division to form two nuclei, which moves in the opposite pole, forming a two nucleated embryo sac. Two more successive mitotic division occurs in each nucleus, resulting finally how much here? 8 nucleus. So 8 nucleated we will get here. So and this embryo sac. Next later what happened? So one nucleus from each pole moves towards the opposite here. So see your textbook, in your textbook also they are given here. So finally we'll get the 4 nucleus will get here. So these are the nucleus. So in the before here it is only one functional, this is one functional megaspore, so it will becomes in enlarging condition. In the middle they having only one nucleus. This one nucleus it will divide and produces the two nucleus, and that two nucleus will move towards the opposite poles. So again that mitosis cell division will be gone here, 1 to 2, 2 to 4. Finally we'll get the 4 nucleus we will get. So that's why that is only they are telling here, one nucleus from each pole moves towards the opposite center and polar nuclei, and later two nucleus fused together to form a diploid central cell. So they will move here. Among that one it will comes in the middle. Finally from all both the side here opposite pole, one nuclei will comes in the center, and they will form central cells. These are the two polar nuclei. Remaining there 3, they will form synergid cells here. Here they form 3 antipodal, 2 synergid and 1 egg cell, just as I mentioned here. And finally complete it will forms an embryo sac. And here these are the filiforms here, a thickening cellular thickening here, which will helps, which will guides for the pollen tube to take entry into the what here, pollen tube into the synergid cell. So this is the notes which have been mentioned here. So finally the mature embryo sac it will get here 8 nucleated and 7 cell. So the 3 nucleate cell end are surrounded by the cell wall. So before the nucleus will be present, for that nucleus the cell wall formation will be taken place in antipodal cells, in synergid cell, in egg cell, in every case. In the center, these both the nucleus will fuse together to form a secondary nucleus. So finally there forms one cell like this. So this is about your megagametogenesis. So we'll stop here. Remaining we will do in our later class.